Good evening. I'm truly honored to be here with you tonight, and thank you to Foundation for inviting me, and I thank all for sharing at this moment. We are here in the memory of Sergio Verimaggio and your 21 other men and women, most of them Oscar, who died with him in the bombing of the Indian Congress in Baghdad, August 2003. We remember all those who died. To ignore it, each valuable life got short, and families who share even today in their sacrifice. We also remember the power of the example they set. Right in the defense of very country, working to help Iraqi people and the direction of the United Nations Security Council on behalf of all burst. There is sometimes forgotten that in serving under UN flag, they die in our names at our respective. Another hand was Sergio was a man excellent ability, a man who knew and testified, a man who gave 30 years to United Nations, rising from a field officer high commissioner who rise, a special representative for right, from Bangladesh to Bosnia, 2010 to East Timor. He spent a majority of his career in field, working alongside people forced from their homes by war, and assisting them with his skill as a diplomat and a negotiator. Perhaps the greatest testament his contribution is how much his advice would be valued today. As the Syrian conflict in the 7 years, I will live through the greatest fetching strategy in soft funding of the United Nations, and 20 million people are on the brink of death from starvation in Yemen as long as South Sudan and South Nigeria. I cannot imagine that is there anyone in leadership of the United Nations who would not welcome the opportunity to consult Syria or send him to field once more. He is truly missed. It is humbling for me to speak tonight at the present a member of Sergio's family and his former college. I never knew Sergio, but I have stood before the plot in the place where he died. I feel profound sadness at the fact of becoming of Iraq, a sort of so much Iraq suffering to this day. Had claimed the lives of men and women all the intention were trying to improve a desperate situation, but also saw clearly the value and nobility of life spent in service to others. Sergio was a man who never turned out an assignment, no matter how difficult or dangerous or otherwise put it, who handled one impossible task after another. He was a man to bother the worst storm of Spain, whose country was war, who would reason who to do good, who would remain liberal in devotion to all the follow in his footsteps. The UN works did not there and doubled in Canada House 14 years ago. Hundreds of US staff have served continue to serve in Iraq as they do from Atlas to Somalia because the task of building peace and security can never be abandoned, no matter how bleak to the situation. My thoughts on social life and leadership drive in my sitting years with UNESCO. The agency spent so much of his career serving and respecting, but I also speak as a survivor from my country, the United States. I believe all of those who work with their illness and prosperity. The United Nations is not a country. It is a place where we come together as a nation and people to try to resolve our differences and to unite in common action. As a citizen, I find myself looking out on a global environment that seems more troubling and uncertain than a time in my life last time. imagining of 2%. We are graphing a level of confidence and security that seem to exceed our real and capacity, with more accuracy than ever before, with new words erupting on top existing conflict, some already lasting discord. We see a rising tide of nationalism, masquerading as patriotism, responsive, including fear and hatred of others. We see some parties and leftists party on the basis of dismissing international institution agreement, and if countries have not benefited from cooperation but actually been harmed by it. We hear some leaders talking as if some of our party's achievement are in fact a biggest ability, what the ideal tradition of successfully integrating various area societies, or the introducing and treating we have built, rooting and laws and human rights. We see nations that played a role, a power role, in the founding of the international compromise, withdrawing from it on the one hand, and on the other, we see response issued but not implemented, another crime ignored altogether. We see a country like South Sudan, ushered by the international community into independence and not be banished, not by the emergency and jail, but effectively abandoned without the massive support they needed to make success of sovereignty. And we see resolution and laws on the protection of civilians and the use of chemical weapons, for instance, flooding repeatedly, in some cases under the cover of Security Council veto, and in Syria. Many of these things are not new, but taken together and the absence of strong international leadership, they are deeply worrying. When we consider all of this more as citizens, what is our answer? Do we, as some good integrators to think, turn our back on the world and hope that a storm will pass? Or do we strengthen a commitment to diplomacy and to the United Nations? Armstrong believed there is only one choice, demanded by reason as well as by coercion, which is the hard work of diplomacy and negotiation and reform of the UN. This is not to say that anyway it is a road and there are reasons for people to feel insecure today. The fear of conflict and prostitution combined with the fear of terrorism, the reality that globalization had brought was benefit to some and wasn't a lot of others. The same disconnect between citizen and government, or in some countries lack of governments, the overall feeling that all of gain in technology and connectedness, the less we are in control for shape our life. All the factors and more have contributed to sense of world out of balance.